this is Living Dead Gal, and welcome back to another Sims 4 video. Today, next up for the realistic Townie Makeover series is Grace Anansi, and she is one of the spellcasters that resides in Glimmerbrook. She is roommates with Tomax. He is another pre-made, which I'll probably be doing his makeover next in the series. But to kind of kick us off with Grace, there's not like a whole lot about her. She appeared in some of the trailers for the Realm of Magic pack. She's a really cute townie, but one of the things that I felt about her is when I looked at her traits and then I looked at how she was styled, and particularly for her everyday, for her hot weather, and for her warm weather, she's wearing the exact same dress, and I just wanted to have like a little bit more fun with her style and make it a little bit more playful and edgy, because she is non-committal, romantic, and a jokester, and I just didn't really feel like her personality was coming through as much in her style. So the first thing that I started with, obviously as I do with all of my Sims, is kind of the eyebrows, eyes, and skin details, just to kind of give that more realistic look. And I ended up going with a skin by Darkstone, which I've never actually used the skin before, and I loved it so much on her. I thought it looked so pretty. I was struggling a little bit to find a skin detail that I liked, because a lot of them were changing her nose shape a little bit, which happens with skin details, but I liked kind of the shape that she had in her nose. I thought it was like a really cute feature that she had, so I didn't want anything that changed it too much. So with this skin detail, I felt like it fit more, and then I was able to add a couple other nose masks to kind of recreate that same look. And I also was a little bit limited because she has freckles, and so I wanted to keep the freckles that are in-game that they gave to her so that it was an exact match, instead of giving her new CC freckles. And so that kind of limited the options for skin details, because I have a lot of really good skin details or skin overlays in the freckles section. But I ended up just really loving this one, and I thought it looked really good on her. It does kind of drastically change her appearance, but I think, you know, I'm kind of doing that with all of these makeovers as I'm trying to make them all look more realistic, and they look a little less maxes and a little more real, more alpha. But to kind of talk a little bit, one thing I wanted to point out about Grace that I thought was kind of cool as I was doing like a little bit of research on her, her name, it's kind of, no one knows for sure, it's not confirmed, but they think it's a reference to a novel called The Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman. So her last name Anansi, they think it's that reference. And Neil Gaiman, or Gaiman, I'm not sure how to say his name, he actually has written several books and graphic novels. You might know some of them. Coraline, American Gods. He also wrote the Sandman like comic book series, or like graphic novel series, and that's actually where the character of Lucifer Morningstar was first introduced, who, if you don't know, is the main character in a very popular show on Netflix, Lucifer, which I quite enjoy. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's not confirmed that that's where her last name came from, but some people have like guessed that based on what I read on the Sims wiki, so I thought that was kind of cool. So kind of with that background information, also knowing, let's see, when I looked up her information, she is friends with Tomax, and she's also friends with Amelia Ernest and Morgan Ember. And I just kind of, I don't know, I wanted her to be a little bit edgier. So one of the things that I was struggling with was to find hair that I thought really was a good like alpha match to the current in-game hair, because I found a lot that were like the right texture, but they weren't quite the right style, and I wanted something that had asymmetry like her current hair. And I ended up finding this hair by Redhead Sims, and I absolutely just fell in love with it on her, and it kind of put me down this path of going this edgy route, because I loved like the sort of shaved side and then the long braids on the left. I thought it was so pretty on her. And then I ended up kind of like starting down this route of like dark academia, magic school kind of dress. So I kind of compared this dress that I put on her with her current dress, and her current dress, it's a really pretty dress that they gave us in game, but it looks a little bit more like librarianish, and that's not a knock on librarians at all. Librarians are amazing. But it didn't quite seem to fit like the style that I was thinking for Grace. So I wanted something that reminded me of that dress and felt like a callback, but was a little bit more in that dark academia look. So that's why I ended up selecting this dress. And you'll see as I start to go through her other outfits, I started to kind of deviate from that a little bit. So her style is a bit of a mixed bag, but I started kind of going down a little bit of a like sun and moon kind of a theme with some of the colors that I gave her for her clothes. Just it really kind of started when I ended up in her formal wear. Another cute thing, this blush on her with the little hearts. I know that's like kind of an e-girl thing, but I just thought it looked so cute on her. And especially since she's romantic, I don't know, I just really liked it, and I wanted to add that to this look. Especially because I don't know why. For me, I just picture all of the people in Glimmerbrook as like young 22-year-olds going to magic school, so that was kind of the vibe I was going for. I also ended up giving her a tattoo, which is like a tarot card, and I think that's kind of what started me down this like sun and moon type of a route. And then this dress I just thought was so pretty on her, and I thought she looked like a goddess, like just a magical goddess with like she channeled all the power of the sun or something. And I was thinking about all of the sages and how I had dressed them, and like this idea of like a ball for like magicians and sorcerers, and I don't know, I just really ended up liking this look on her. So even though it's definitely a different vibe from her everyday look, I still felt like it worked with her personality, because I pictured her as being like someone who's really into modern magic and like new practices and like sun and moon and like reading tarot cards and things like that are a little bit more in like the maybe like the medium realm of things. But I don't know, it worked for some reason for me. Like I could totally picture her being a magician who also ends up going into the paranormal career, which that pack was released much later than Realm of Magic. So yeah, she's got kind of a mixed bag with her style, but I really liked that for her because, you know, some people, we don't always fit in one box or one mold with our style. Like for me, I'm obsessed with horror movies and anything in that genre. So I wear a lot of like things that are considered more goth or like more rock and roll, more horror, more edgy, that kind of stuff. Then I also really like pink and a lot of cutesy things. So I have dresses and frilly things and things that are considered girly. So I mean, if I'm not putting myself in a box, I don't feel like I have to put my Sims in a box either. But I still kind of picked every look with, you know, intention, if that makes sense, and kind of with keeping her personality traits and her backstory, you know, as brief as it is, keeping that in mind when I styled her. And I particularly liked this top on her, this party look top that I selected, because I love the like see-through sleeves because you can see her tattoo. And that, I think that her tattoo kind of like guided me for the rest of her looks, to be honest. And I end up choosing like these really cool pants that I've been wanting to use on a Sim forever, and it never felt right. And I know that the designer, it's definitely a designer pattern. I don't really know designer clothes, but I know that it's like a fancy designer style. But I thought that it worked for her because it has like this sort of magical look with like the little like half moons and everything. So I thought it was really cute, and definitely something that she would rock. And I ended up going like pretty bold with her makeup look as well, choosing stuff that I don't normally do for my Sims. Like I'm usually pretty neutral when it comes to makeup because I used to be really good at doing my makeup in college, and then now that I'm older, I kind of do the bare minimum. So it was kind of fun to do some like cool colors for her because I really wanted this look to feel super magical and super like witchy and sorcerer like, and I don't know, I wanted something whimsical for her makeup and some fun bold colors. So I thought that was kind of, you know, it was pushing me a little bit out of my comfort zone, which I enjoyed. Another thing I did earlier in the video, you saw I did give her a piercing. It's just, I feel like I do this with all of my Sims. I know that in the game she doesn't have a piercing, but I feel like in the game a lot of Sims don't have tattoos and piercings. And I don't know. I feel like in life, while there are many people who don't, a lot of people at least have one tattoo or one piercing, like just a nose ring, anything like that. So it was just something, it's something that I end up giving to the majority of my Sims. And again, with kind of going for this like slightly edgier look for her, I don't know, I wanted that, and I wanted her to definitely feel like a modern spellcaster, and so that just, I don't know, tattoos and piercings just kind of fit that bill in my mind. So yeah, I really ended up liking kind of changing up her style, and I kind of fell in love with her. Again, she's a pre-made that we don't see much of, we don't hear much of. She's not like talked about like some of the bigger ones like Caleb and Morgan and Lilith and Vlad, but I really liked her. I mean, she's got a really cute base. She just needed a little bit of help with some style and some new makeup. And I think she's just a super cute Sim, and whoever made her did a really nice job. I didn't change any of her bone structure or anything like that. I think the tiniest thing I did is I just like raised her bottom, like her lower lid up just a little bit so her eyes weren't like, you know, bug-eyed open, and I just because sometimes with my skin details it looks a little funky if I don't fix that. And then I fixed her slouch, and then just kind of moved her chest area down a little bit, because again, I've said this before, sometimes with the pre-made Sims their chest is a little bit higher than what it would look like in real life. So I made that tiny tweak to her. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I really didn't change anything else with her bone structure or her body preset, anything like that. So, we're kind of nearing the end as I pick out her winter weather wear, which I'll warn you, I didn't give her a coat, but I ended up finding like this sweater dress that I thought was super cute. I did give her a little hat though, which I thought was pretty cute. So as we near the end of this, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Sorry, I'm a bit rambly today. But I'm really excited to share Grace's makeover with you all. I really like her as a Sim, and this definitely makes me want to get in game and play with her. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more content like this, please give me a thumbs up down below, leave a comment letting me know, or subscribe to my channel for more Sims content, including more realistic Townie makeovers, as well as Let's Plays and CC reviews. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
I know we're acting stupid.